Is the 180-degree rule in screen direction that important? Yeah, it's extremely important. Let's talk about why. Whether it's just a simple scene with two characters talking, or an action sequence with characters running after one another, screen direction and the 180-degree rule are extremely important when filming. Starting with the 180-degree rule. Let's say you have two characters sitting and talking to one another in a scene. Now imagine an invisible line between those two characters. You can choose one side or the other side of that imaginary line to film on, and you cannot cross it. So you have an 180-degree angle to film those characters. Here's an easier way to understand the 180-degree rule. Let's say you shoot your establishing shot of your two characters talking. You have character 1 on screen left and character 2 on screen right. Now, you always want those characters to stay on that side of screen throughout the conversation. So when you're shooting your close-up of character 1, always keep them on the left side facing screen right, talking to the other character, and character 2 always on screen right facing screen left. That way the audience can track who's talking to who subconsciously. They know, all right, character 1 is always on screen left, character 2 is always on screen right, and that way they won't get confused. And that's when mistakes happen, is when someone crosses that imaginary line and breaks the 180-degree rule. A recent example I noticed of this was in the new Mission Impossible movie, Dead Reckoning. There's a scene where Ethan Hunt is talking to Kit Ridge, and they first establish, one of them on screen left, one of them on screen right, but then suddenly it'll just cut to them facing the opposite way. And I remember in the theater immediately being like, what the f is going on? It just immediately takes you out. Even if it's a split second, it's enough to have the audience go, wait, what? And you don't want that. So you always want to pay attention to where your characters are in frame and where they're facing on screen. And you want to make sure that's continuous throughout. The only times you can break the 180-degree rule is whether your character moves through scene. So let's say I was talking like this the whole time. Yeah. And then I walked over here and then turned over here in the shot. Then you've established that I'm on screen right talking screen left. And then from there, moving forward, my character would be screen right facing screen left, and the other character would then be screen left facing screen right. The other way is that the camera moves during the shot. So if the camera starts on this side of me, and I'm facing screen right, and it keeps moving, and then I'm eventually facing screen left, that's okay. Because you've shown the audience that you're moving and where the character is in relationship to the other character. Now, the other rule that I think a lot of people forget and overlook is screen direction. Screen direction refers to the direction on screen that your character or object is moving. So with screen direction, it's as simple as what I was saying with a character on screen left and a character on screen right. It's as simple as that, where you have a character running from screen left to screen right throughout the sequence. Unless they change direction in a shot, you don't want to cut to them running a different direction because it'll be extremely confusing. You always want them moving in the same direction on screen, whether it's screen left to screen right to screen left, going forward towards camera, running away from camera. Once you've established that, you need to pay attention and make sure that your character continues to move in that direction so the audience can track where they're going. Here's another example of a mistake I noticed in a new episode of Superman and Lois. In this scene, Clark is talking to a man in a diner, and the whole time they've established Clark is on screen left facing screen right talking to this man, and this man is screen right facing screen left talking to Clark, and the man on screen right has a gun aimed at him, and the whole time you're like, okay, screen left, screen right, got it. Then suddenly he shoots the gun and the bullet's going the opposite direction. For a split second you get confused, you're like, did Clark shoot the freaking gun? What the hell happened? But it's the mistake in screen direction that throws you off. Even right now, if I flip it in the edit, visually it makes more sense that he shoots the gun, the bullet travels the screen right to screen left towards Clark, like we've established. It's just simple choices like that that can take an audience member out of a scene. You always want to pay attention to where your characters are on screen and which direction they're going. That way your audience can stay focused on your film and enjoy the story you're telling. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe for more filmmaking tips from me. As always, good luck shooting your next film, and go out there and make some cool shit. See you later. I'm gonna leave screen right, okay?